The Magician's Nephew, a fan-animated summary, first book of the Chronicles of Narnia series. My name is Diggory. When I was a boy, I had the greatest adventure of my life. One day while walking in the apartment row complex, I met a girl named Polly. I told her that my father was away in India with the military. My mother was very sick, and my eccentric uncle does some mysterious experiments on the second floor. Anyway, I want to explore the attic up there. Polly was game to give it a try. We crawled across the rafters of the whole roof. Funny thing though, there was a trapdoor into, we thought, an empty room. We dropped down into the darkness, just for fun. We began to look around when suddenly the door began to open and the light came on. It was my Uncle Andrew. He wondered how we got in. Of course, through the trap door. We said we were sorry and would leave now. But Uncle Andrew wouldn't let us. He said he had a gift of yellow rings for us. Polly was quick to reach for one when she suddenly disappeared. Uncle explained that the rings were from ancient Atlantis, and that the rings supposedly took her there. He said the only thing to do is to go there too, and bring her back with the green rings. I didn't trust him, but I was desperate. With the green rings in my pockets, I picked up the yellow ring. Suddenly, I found myself waking up by ponds in a strange woods. This was more interesting than I expected. Both of us were ready to explore some more. Trying the green rings, we jumped into another pond. Next thing we knew, we looked out over a ruined world as far as we could see. We walked down a long path and street to a fancy-looking palace. Inside we saw rows of statues seated on thrones. In the middle of the room was a bed above some foreign writing. Yet we could read it. Your choice, strike the bell, or wonder why if you hadn't. Polly didn't want me to, but I wanted to. The bell was fearfully loud. We were shocked when the tall, beautiful lady stood up. We tried to leave, but she forcefully persuaded us to stay. This jade said that she spoke the deplorable word which caused the death of everyone and ruin to this world of charm. She said that the red sun is a dying sun. We ran for our lives, but Jade is easily caught up with us. I had no idea how much misfortune would come from willfully doing what I should not have. Though Jadis was weaker in the woods between the worlds, she still managed to come into our world, When Jadis discovered that Uncle Andrew made the rings, she wanted him to do more magic. However, he was frightened by her and tried to run away. We tried to keep up with them, but lost them on the London main street. Then we saw Jadis driving a cab with frantic Uncle Andrew inside. Next came the cabbie running after his horse and cab. Things were happening so fast. Uncle Andrew running and Jadis riding the horse stopped right in front of us. The cabbie grabbed Uncle Andrew and the horse with, "Whoa, Strawberry!" Our only chance was to grab Jadis' foot and touch the ring. We didn't realize everyone else would come with us. Yet, we were not in the woods between the worlds. But, it seemed worse than charm. Jadis was very weak, we hoped she would stay that way. Then we heard some wonderful music and singing. It was a lion singing. And suddenly, stars came out all at once. Then the sun rose in the sky. It was beautiful. But not for Uncle Andrew. At the same time, Jadis was gaining strength. The lion sang louder, and the ground turned green with grass. Strawberry just started enjoying it. Then full-grown trees sprang up from the ground. Uncle Andrew was going crazy. But, the cabbie Frank, Polly and I were astonished by what we were seeing. The lion was majestic, wise, and powerful. Yet Jadis grew angry and threw the street lamp iron piece at the lion, which just bounced off him and buried itself into the ground. As Jadis ran away in fear, a lighted lamppost sprang up from the iron bar. The lion came nearer and began to sing even louder. Then animals began to spring up from the ground too. These animals began talking to the lion. We heard that his name was Aslan. Some of the talking animals came near Uncle Andrew, who refused to listen. They encircled him because of his strangeness. Aslan told the animals that evil had already entered Narnia because of a boy. Me. Polly and I were told to approach. Aslan told us that we could make up for the evil I did. We must go to the faraway land of eternal youth for an apple. Aslan gave us help by changing Strawberry into a winged horse called Fledge. Aslan actually asked Fledge if he would take us. It was so amazing flying high above the trees. Aslan asked Frank if he wanted to be king of Narnia. And Aslan miraculously brought Frank's wife into Narnia too. After a long journey, we arrived at a special tree behind a high fence. Enter by the gate only. Take my fruit for others. Those who steal will despair. Suddenly the gate opened, and I walked in, but tempted to eat an apple myself. As we flew away, I realized that my previous willfulness at the bell came with a great price for myself and many others. I felt like using the ring to take this apple to my sick mother. But I resisted that disobedience too. Aslan was waiting for us. Yet he wanted us to plant the apple by the river. It would grow into a tree to keep evil jades away many years. To our surprise, the tree immediately became a full-grown tree. Aslan said I could have one apple for my mother. I could tell that Aslan felt my pain. Aslan also put Uncle Andrew out of his misery by putting him to sleep. Then we all gathered around for the coronation of Frank and his wife Helen. There was great joy in Narnia that day. Just as soon, Aslan sent us back to our world. Time in our world had hardly passed by a few seconds. Uncle Andrew was totally confused. It was good to be back, but already I was missing Narnia. Nevertheless, I had a mission to complete. Mother began eating the apple and immediately started getting better. Polly and I buried the rings and the apple core. It grew into a big tree, which many years later, I made into a wardrobe. Narnia continued to exist, and became a great kingdom, with an amazing history, with many conflicts, and unbelievable adventures that never seem to end.